All right, guys, welcome back to Yellow Spill. So, hope you guys are ready for another video. Tonight's video is going to be all about our Nitrous Neon. So, if you guys have followed along with the build from the start, you already know it is a 12-to-1 compression Magnum head with a Crane 16. It has a Magnum RT intake manifold. We deleted the butterflies in the dyno video. It has a TTI long tube. It has a 2.5-inch exhaust. It has a full kinetics racing harness in it with a Megasquirt 2 ECU that we control all of the tuning of the car, and then we run it on E85R from the start. We have never had this car on pump gas or anything like that. And then in tonight's video, we are going to be adding the nitrous that we've always called it the Nitrous Neon, but it's never actually had nitrous until now. So we're going to actually be adding the nitrous kit. So I'm going to flip the camera around and I'm going to show you exactly what we bought for it. What we chose, of course, was Zex Nitrous Systems. But if this is your first time watching the video on the Neon, this is a factory first-gen AC delete car. So it's basically the lightweight first-gen. We went a little above and beyond. We pulled out all the rear interior. We've gutted out everything underneath the dash, as you see. So with a full custom harness, this car should weigh somewhere in the 2,300 pound range. Like I said a moment ago, forged bottom end, 12-to-1 compression motor, Crane 16. It makes 160 wheel horsepower on the motor. And today we are going to be adding a dual stage, yes, that's right, 2 kits of nitrous onto the Neon. And we already got started a little bit here with the feed line, but I'm going to go over to the kit over here and show you exactly what it is. So this is a dual stage EFI kit, and basically here it is. So we've already ran the line under the car. The nitrous bottle is, we didn't even bring it down here, but here's the bottle brackets. Here's all the wiring included that you need. Here is the 2 nozzles. Like I said, 2 nitrous kits in one. So basically what you have is a T, you have your first solenoid, and then your second solenoid. And on the nitrous side, you have the same thing. So this is going to be a wet kit. If you guys watched the EK video on the Nitrous H22, it is basically that same style of setup, but you have 2 of everything. So you have 2 nozzles, 2 sets of solenoids. The wiring with the Zex kit is a little bit different. It comes with this little Zex controller box. You can see it right there. And what you do, instead of having the wide open throttle switch, which most nitrous kits come with, which you mount somewhere around the throttle body, and then when you floor the car, it activates the nitrous. Well, what this does is it actually tees into your TPS on your harness, and then once you hit the 5 volts or 4.5 volts or whatever maximum TPS voltage is, the nitrous kit activates. So it's kind of similar to the nitrous outlet kit, but it is a little more smart than the nitrous outlet kit. So if you have any issues or anything, the little box in here has a light on top of it, and it will show you a green light, a red light, and I think there's a learn setting. But basically, you have your solenoid over there on the steering wheel. You have a start or button right here to turn it on and off. And then just a bunch of wiring and some relays. And when you floor it, the first kit will come on. And then when you press the button, the second kit will come on. So let's get into the installation of everything. And as I put it in, I'll pretty much explain what all I'm doing. All right, so after those time lapses, you can see we have a wire ran right here, and this is going to go to the TPS. Then you can see we have all 4 solenoids mounted over there. 2 power wires ran to there. All 4 ground wires, 1 to each solenoid, ran there. All ran through the bulkhead and the firewall. You can see we have the nitrous nozzle with both nozzles. So when you mount these, oh, bye-bye filter. You want to mount them about 8 inches away from the throttle plate. At least that's what most nitrous kits will tell you. 6 to 8 inches for maximum. But on these RT intake manifolds, it goes all the way down here and feeds into a plenum and then breaks up for the runners. So it should have pretty good nitrous distribution. My brother was wiring this. He has the switch wired here. He has the box down there. All the wiring is complete for that. We actually don't have any nitrous right now. We don't have a full bottle. So we're gonna have to go get a full bottle after, you know, I'm done with this video, and then test it all out and show you guys that it actually works. But you see we have the bottle brackets mounted back here. Another thing, if you go to the racetrack and you see how we have the car gutted, you need to have something between you and the nitrous bottle. So how it's open right here, we're gonna have to put something in between here to pass track inspection. And then the line and everything has to be secured to the car, but you and the nitrous bottle can't be in the same compartment without a blowdown tube. So this comes off, or this thing over here comes off, and you literally have to hook a tube to this. So basically, if you overheat the nitrous bottle, say you get it past 1200 psi, all the nitrous will actually come out of here and come down. That's what this blow off thing is for. It's basically a blow off valve, if you understand how a turbo car works, for a nitrous bottle. So basically you don't blow the top off the bottle and hurt yourself in the car. But as you can tell, when you have 2 stages of nitrous, the first stage of nitrous is going to come on based off the TPS. And then the second stage of nitrous will come on with the little button on the steering wheel. Nozzles are done, power wires are all ran, everything's done. So what now, what I'm doing now is looking over their jetting chart, because if you guys are neon only people, you guys understand that neons don't run 40 psi fuel pressure. You guys actually run 55, and the fuel pressure on a neon, which is a little bit different than most other cars, is not regulated at the fuel rail. So if you look at the fuel rail, what I'm referring to is normally on like a Honda, you have a fuel pressure regulator somewhere on here. On most cars, you have a fuel pressure somewhere on the rail or after the rail. As you can see on this, you just have a feed line from the tank, and that's it. So this is a deadhead system. No return is involved. So it's actually regulated at the tank with a little porpoise valve looking thing. So this is real easy to get nitrous. You basically pull this little valve out, you run your nitrous line, boom, straight down to your solenoids. That's real simple. But when it comes to actually jetting a car, knowing that you're running 55 psi of fuel pressure, and the nitrous jet chart is only for 40 psi, you're going to have to lower these jets by a lot. So if you do a 36 jet and you put a 19, when you spray the kit, it is going to be incredibly rich. Some people like running nitrous cars incredibly rich, but you can wash down the sleeves and actually hurt a motor just the same way you can hurt it from being too lean by being too rich. And it actually tells you right here that you need to adjust jetting for any fuel pressure higher than 45 psi. So we know this is 55, so we're gonna lower the jets. We'll probably put like a 38. We'll go up 2 jets on the nitrous, and then we'll leave the 19 for the fuel, because that's the jets we got with the kit. So a 38 on the nitrous and a 19 on the fuel, and then we'll spray 1 kit. I'll do some testing on the dyno and everything like that, and then we'll get the second kit to come on with the button, and it's basically like your all-in button. So you're gonna have about a 50 horsepower shot on the first kit, and then another 50 horsepower on the second kit. We're gonna test it all out, get everything working, because the track opens next week. Well, guys, we're ready to test this thing out. Like I said, we do not have a nitrous bottle that's full, but we can get in there, turn everything on, make sure that the solenoids and everything activate. So TPS activation wire ran from inside the control unit out to the blue and orange wire on the TPS, which gives you your TPS signal so that the control box inside will learn when you're at full throttle. And then the other second set of solenoids are based off the button on the steering wheel. So right now we have a 50 shot in the first set and a 50 shot in the second set, like I was talking about earlier. We have the solenoids mounted all down here on the side of the frame rail, and then we have all the wiring ran back and forth. So we can go inside the car. It's a pretty simple process. Get in your driver's seat. So you flip your key on. Flip your key on. Flip your standalone power on. So this powers up the Mega Squirt. Then we flip our gauges on. And then down here is where the nitrous comes on. You see we have a green light. So to basically make the Zex box learn, it's very simple. All you do is when you first flip this on, it's going to have a red light. The red light tells you that the box is ready to learn. You hold the gas to the floor for about 5 seconds. The light will start flashing green, red, green, red, green, red. That means the box learned the range of your TPS. And then you flip the switch off, turn everything off, turn it all back on, and then we're at this point now. So your first stage of nitrous, when you put your foot to the floor, you'll hear that solenoid click. You'll see that light blink. Your second stage of nitrous, boom. So you have your 50 shot there, you have your 50 shot there. Nice and loud. Nice and loud. So the cool thing about how we wired it is this can be turned off right here. You still have your wideband, everything works. But if you turn this off and you turn your nitrous on, nothing works. So it basically is two ways to keep the car from spraying nitrous. So just because you have your car chassis harness on with your key and your Mega Squirt harness on, the nitrous can be completely off. You don't need to turn it on. And then you could, have your wideband and everything still on. You don't have to have, the nitrous on, so you can't really mess it up. It kind of gives you a dummy-proof way. But that's how you install a dual-stage nitrous kit on a first-gen Neon. And like I said, once we have a full bottle, we will go out and test drive it. We have a wideband right inside the car, so I can do a pull on the 50 shot. And then I can hit the second kit right here on the steering wheel. We left some extra wire. We're going to order one of the steering wheels to have the button with the spongy rope wire. I don't even know what that thing is called. It's an elastic cord, so that we don't have to have all this wire in the steering wheel. But we do have an airbag cover for this if we want to make it look OEM. It's right here. So we can stick this over this and put the little rivets in the top. And the normal person walking up to the car would only just see this little red button right here. We can actually get this thing to stay in there. You would never know that there's a fully built single cam with dual stages of nitrous. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And in the next one, we'll spray this thing.